Welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki of Nikki's Homemade Crafts. Alrighty, it is time for part 3 and the reveal of the bag mystery crochet along. In part 1, you made a big rectangle. In part 2, you made either the exact same rectangle and no pocket at all, or you made the exact same rectangle and a pocket. Or you had a third option, which was this rectangle, same size, but it has a little bit of an opening plus the pocket. So that was part 1 and part 2. So now it's time for part 3. So part 3 has a few more things to crochet and lots of options to make modifications to make it yours. You're going to crochet these 2 pieces, okay? And if you can look at this, you can see that they're just a bit smaller than the actual rectangle. You can see this is the top right here. And down here, there's a little bit left over, which means that one of these 2 pieces, they're exactly the same. One of them is 10 inches long. So instead of 11, it's 10. And across, it is about, let's say, 2 3/4, maybe 3. So you can totally do either one. Okay, it's I would recommend going between 2.5 and 3 inches across. Now mine had 12 stitches across. You can pick any of the 4 stitches that I mentioned. I picked the exact same one as these 2 panels. So you can see just a pocket is a different one. You can even pick a different stitch here. That's totally fine, but I do recommend both of these the same, okay? So again, I picked the waistcoat stitch for that, but you pick whichever one you like, either the same as these 2 panels or a different stitch. Just make sure that the measurements are 10 inches times either 2.5, 2 3/4, or 3 inches across on both of these. You make 2 of these small little panels. Now, let's put the entire thing together, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you need to focus on the pocket. So I'm going to guide you through it, but I'm not going to show you every tiny piece because that will make the video very, very long, okay? Plus, you have lots of modifications here, and I need you to have your options, so you pick which option works for you. So the very first thing is if you want to add a zipper to this little opening, then you're totally welcome to do so. You can see that my zipper is a little bit longer than my opening, and that's okay. And I'm talking about from here to here, and that is fine. That means I'm just going to make it a little shorter. I'm going to move this guy right here, this metal piece, by simply sewing over this. The zipper itself with my sewing machine to make it a little shorter and then cut part of it off. So what you need to do is the measurement that you need would be, and let me use my hook here to point at it, from this corner right here, it should be right here. Okay, so if I put this right here so you can see that, right? So it would be from here. These are parallel from each other now, right? From this point to this point. And it would go all the way until here, which would mean right here is when it ends. Okay, so I'm going to make this zipper a little shorter. Then I'm going to sew it on from the back all the way around. So it's actually going to make it like this, right? So I'm going to put it on like this, and I'm going to go around it with my sewing machine and sew it on. You can totally do that by hand as well. That's totally up to you. And you can also leave the zipper off completely. And if you want, you can add a little bit of a loop here with a button. Totally up to you. You pick whatever you want to do. I'm going to add a zipper to it. Once your zipper is done, you're going to add your pocket from the back, okay? So that means once my zipper is sewn on, so that would be looking at it from the back of the zipper, I would then put this right on top and sew it on. I'm actually going to do that by hand, and I'm going to sew all the way around all 4 sides. So that way that is the back of that project with the pocket on the back. Now, if you have the pocket on on the front. So pretend that this is your piece. You made 2 of these, right? And you're going to make sure that your pocket starts about 2 inches from the top. Okay, so roughly like this. Make sure everything is even, so 2 inches, and then you would sew only on the bottom and on the side. That's how you're going to sew it on, so that way your pocket has an opening on the top, right? So 2 inches from the top, and sew your pocket on evenly. Make sure the sides are all even, everything is even, and then have the pocket sewn on. If you have no pocket at all, you don't have to worry about that. Remember, you had 3 options on that. So once that part is done, and pretend my pocket is already on and the zipper is all done and everything, now it's time to put all these 4 pieces together. You're going to start by putting these 2 pieces together, and you're going to sew this together here on the bottom. Okay, this is a very important part right here, so make sure that piece is very sturdy and very tight. You can use a sewing machine if you like, or you just sew it together. I'm probably going to use the mattress stitch because in my opinion that's a really good and tight stitch, and it doesn't really show the seam too much. So that is where you're going to put that piece. So that's what you're going to do first. So once your pocket is all situated, sew these pieces on the bottom together. So that means you're going to look at your stitches, right? You want this all correctly. So you want the V's to show. So make sure that when you sew them together, your V's are this way, right? You can see here V's are this way, and then V's are this way on this piece. Now remember, for the single crochet, linked double and linked treble crochet, it may look a little different, but the same idea applies. Make sure it's the correct way. Sew this together. Then once these are sewn together, you're going to sew these panels on one of these sides. It means one of these, right? Not this one yet. You're going to sew it on here, and you're going to sew this on here. Then you're going to flip this over, and you're going to sew the other side, this side right here, to this piece so that it is in between. So let me show you. So it would be in between here, right? Like so. So you're going to sew this here and here, here and here. And because this one is already sewn together, you're going to see that it's making a loop here. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold this together like so. So these are already sewn together at that point, right? And then you're going to sew about 1 inch or so to the bottom here, right? Like roughly like this, roughly 1 inch or so. Remember, if you made this wider, you may have to make it a little shorter. This has to match, right? So it's not too long. It can't hang over, right? It needs to be proper. So you can totally make sure that you're not weaving in your ends over here yet, so that you can, tell how long it's going to be. But remember, you are folding this over here on the bottom like so. And so that we have a flat bottom, and then we have these side panels, and you're going to do that on either side. Once you're done with that, I'm going to show you the result and how mine looks like, and then we're going to talk about the handle. And one more thing, you can totally add some lining here if you like, to make this a little bit more sturdier, because remember, crochet is still stretchy, so you can add some lining to it. I will show you my result in a snap. And here it is. The bag is done. I also added some leather straps and some rings. Now you can totally crochet your strap. You can use a already used or leftover strap. That's totally fine. I just got some leather and cut it in half and made some holes in it. I used this tool in order to make holes into my leather, and if you're interested in what leather I used and what this tool is, you can check out the link down below in the description. And then I added these rings. I also have a link for those down below. And as I said, I sewed everything together. So here's the seam down here, but it is not just the bag. If I turn this entire thing around, you can see that I made this one go all the way down here, and there's a reason for it, because this bag is not just a shoulder bag like this, but I cross these over, okay? So that way you can hold it like this. So this one went all the way around and goes to this side. So this strap back here goes over here, and then this strap goes over here. So that way you can hold it like this around your shoulder, but you can also pull it down like so and use it as a backpack. So it's a backpack bag conversion, if you want to call it that way. You can also see that I added the zipper here, and you can see that the little square is here in the back. So that way I have a pocket right here, but nothing falls through. So let me show you the inside of it. So the inside looks like this. So everything is clear, right? And then this is just sewn on here. So there's my little pocket, but you can't see in the front how big it is. So it's kind of this invisible pocket, right? It's there, but you don't know how big it is, right? And it's not so obvious. But it's totally up to you and how you are going to finish your backpack conversion. I also want to say, if you don't want to do it as a backpack bag conversion or a 2-in-1, you can also just add a small strap on this side, so front here, and then of course on the back. That's totally fine. Whatever you feel like doing is up to you. You can add an iron on just to fancy it up a little bit. I kind of like it plain like that because it makes it work for many different outfits when you are using this bag. And I decided in the end to add some plastic canvas and some felt, and then I added a magnetic snap right here. Everything was glued on with hot glue. You can totally sew it on if you like, but I felt like hot glue was the easiest way to add it on, and it provides nice stability. I did not add it right here on the side, so that way I can move things and close things up. It makes the bag nice and sturdy, and it's also better for the backpack conversion, so it doesn't crunch up on the top and it all stays nice, so that you can use it as a backpack as well as a bag. So it's an amazing bag, and I'm so excited for it. And I hope you're going to pick the same version, but it's totally up to you whether you're going to pick the 2-in-1 backpack and bag, or if you're just going to pick one or the other, or if you're just making something else with it. I would love to know. I hope you enjoyed this mystery crochet along, and I hope you learned a lot in terms of stability for your bag. You learned, you can use different handles. You learned how to hide a pocket or how to make a pocket visible. Now, there are separate videos I have regarding how to add lining, how to add a zipper, so you can take a look at that. I added the links down below for that as well, and into the written pattern. And remember to post your final images to my Facebook group, Crocheting with Nikki, with the corresponding hashtag, so that I can find you, because we have a giveaway, and I'm giving away something special, a secret something, for 3 winners who are posting their final result into my group by 10 a.m. Pacific time, May 20th, 2023. And if you're seeing this after that, then the giveaway is already over, but that's no worries. I have a video right here, which is where the giveaway is going to be announced, and a special something, a big surprise. So I hope you're going to join us for that big surprise. You're going to see that link pop up momentarily, and if not, it's also going to be down below in the description as well as in the pattern. Be sure to like, comment, and share this video, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publishing a video or go live. Now go ahead and watch the next video. You're gonna want to, I promise you do.